Video might be a little shaky today, but we're out checking spots. We've gotten a lot of rain here in the last couple of days. The other day out at the house, we caught about 7 inches. We checked it that morning, dumped it out. About 7 inches by the afternoon after a really good rainstorm. That's about 2 or 3 days ago, I think. Right now, we're currently off of 62, right here by a little dead-end road.
Corbett John.
What is that?
Corbett John
Road. We're going to take a look at the conditions up here by the old grove. And we're going to take a look at over here by the Kip's old place, because that's a real hot spot. So we're pulling out. I'm going to be coming right back up here in just a second. This is about where we're going to stop anyway. So,
I don't know if they work.
they do work, so I used them yesterday. So as you can see, this is the old grove right here. Across the street. It's all flooded. And all this water comes to Gamble Creek. This all flows into Gamble Creek over here. We're going to go check out Salt Meadows, see how that's faring. I don't believe they fixed it yet. Still in the design phase. The last I checked, that they were going to change some elevation. Haven't checked Salt Meadows in about 5 months, 4 or 5 months in the off season. Slowly, just trying to let them fix it. This is the new Del Webb community right here. This is what caused a lot of flooding last year, and they actually got shut down. The FDOT shut them down because they were flooding out the roadway here, 62. This was all pretty much underwater last year from Debbie. Coming up on Salt Meadows here. Just before you get to Salt Meadows, just to let all you guys know, there is a proposed small-scale residential development that is going in. It's been in the works for a while. I guess they just haven't broke ground on this property right here, that you can see where the trees and stuff are. This is going to be a small-scale residential development, not associated with Salt Meadows at all. I did see yesterday, I got a report that the lower side, so the Jim Davis side, or the south side of 675 Rutland Road was pretty underwater. It was definitely flooding. There's definitely a lot of water on our property so far that we've experienced. Now, I know that they were doing another phase in here. They should have pretty much constructed these houses.
Yeah, they got the last coat of asphalt now.
By now, this is top coat asphalt now. So that should mean that they've COC'd all these phases where they're building these houses, which is probably not true, to be honest. They're supposed to have all the punch list checked off, and as far as I've seen, this pond is definitely up. Hey, Handy, how's it going? Yeah, this pond's definitely up. it's almost, I mean, you're right, it's not full. It's probably got about a foot, but that's like over full. If it gets that tall, it's really not going to be a good day. Yeah.
You might not be able to get back there.
I don't give a fuck. I'm going to walk back there if I fucking want to. I think it'd suck my nuts. Anybody living in these houses yet? It ain't like I'm here to steal, so. Wow, look at this. They've already got the backflows in. I'll go ahead and shut it off. Be right back. To the environmental area that we've been having so many problems and questions about. Now, when I talked to Swift Mud, first of all, this was supposed to be fixed. It's not fixed. But when I talked to Swift Mud, they said that there were some elevation changes that they were going to recommend to the contractor. I don't have my water boots on today. And this low spot here has not been fixed, so I doubt they've done anything. Big pond by 675 is what I was interested in. Always higher. Yeah. Last times we had a waterfall like this. Yeah. Unfortunately though, this one is not what was not retaining water like it was supposed to. That's why you see all this vegetation growth like you do here. And that's an issue. You know, these ponds are their own ecosystems, every single one of them, and they have to be both maintained and designed properly for them to work. And I'm not liking the look of this pond. You know, we've had so many issues with it, and it looks like there's been pretty much no follow-up on this issue. In fact, it's probably worse. There's pallets back here floating now, and then you've got all this vegetation around the outfall. And the outfall is actually actively, you know, taking in and discharging water. So the flow, instead of going out this way, is actually going in at this point. Once this gets up, because this is Gamble Creek. This is the feeder for Gamble Creek right here. This is, oh hey look, there's a gator. Can you see him? It's kind of cool. It's like I'm saying, guys, you know, in these last storms, there's fish that's washed in here. There's gators that come in here. They're obviously gonna, you know, anything that's wet in Florida, they're gonna come in here. Birds, insects, microfish, stuff like that. You know, these things create their own ecosystems. That's how they really like to function. And if they don't function properly, then they're not maintained properly, which this one, it's not looking horrible, but this outfall is definitely got to get taken care of. It's not looking the greatest. And they need to come see it in the wet season. I'm going to make that phone call here shortly after I get off this live, but you know, this low spot's not supposed to be here. That can also breach this pond, allow this pond to evacuate prematurely. It's a big problem. You know,
These things just have to be maintained. And this just goes to show you that in these communities and stuff, there is no double check. I know Manatee County says that they do it, and I'm 100% positive that they do a good job on what they do, but you know, they can't just be everywhere at once, unfortunately. And this is a huge issue. This is really wet right here too, so it's actually leaching excess water into this pond, and it is not designed to be a flood pond. So this right here was supposed to be fixed. That's not fixed, so that's going to keep eroding away, and that's also going to lead to that breach over there. So that's another huge concern. Now again, these houses are done right here, but there's nobody living in them. They're just shell houses. Obviously, if there's somebody living in them, you know, you'd have to talk to them about coming back here. But these are all still under construction. Nothing wrong with what I'm doing. All right, so we're gonna come back to the truck. We're gonna go check the bridge right there at 675. We're gonna check Jim Davis Road, and we're gonna check Golf Course Road. And we might even swing out to Rye and check out Fry. It's not fixed.
Oh.
Nothing back there fixed, and it's actually taking on water from Gamble.
Nice.
Yep. Oh, yeah, they're about to fall on the floor.
Now we can get a fucking picture.
There's a gator in there now.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
They're gonna have to. And it's eroding right here. They're gonna have to make these contractors do what they need to do.
Yeah. As soon as you get done with your life, I can call.
Oh, I'm going to. I've got the contacts, and I'm gonna make a 311 complaint as well. All right, guys, we're gonna go check 675 and Gamble Creek right now.
And Jim Davis.
I already said those. This is in chronological. So, yeah, there's definitely been a lot of issues.
That one's not full. Where's that one?
This one I don't think goes anywhere. I think it doesn't interconnect with anything. That's a lot of these ponds over here doesn't interconnect with anything.
Okay.
They just leach the water. I do know that there's some tubes in that one, but I'd have to look at the site plan. Clearing the creek has improved flow, but it just can't handle it. Yep. And that's the problem, Andy, is that unfortunately, if you actually look into the documents that they have talked about the Gamble Creek project, they already said that it's not going to increase volume or capacity. All it's going to do is increase the flow line, the historic flow line. That's it. Which is, I guess, moot point at this point. They just got the trash out and some other stuff to call it good. Unless they clean out all the blockages, especially the north blockages, it's really not going to do any good. You know, and that's what we've been saying now for going on almost a year. But actually, we're already at a year for Debbie. So, you know, we need to get this stuff handled. We need to get this stuff under control. We as citizens need to be making 311 complaints and being nosy. We need to go in these communities and unfortunately be Karens about it and say, hey, you know, this stuff's not right. You guys need to fix it because it is not right 100%. And I've had multiple assurances that this stuff was going to be fixed. Guess what? It's not fixed.
It's been over a year and it's not fixed.
You know, I've been on Manatee County. I've been on the contractor. Not in a mean way or anything like that, but I've been on them now for almost a year trying to get them to fix this issue.
This water finally went somewhere.
Yeah, this water's receded a little bit.
But it's still out of
Probably gonna have to go flip a U-turn. I'll pull off right after.
It's up still.
I'll go down and flip a U-turn at that little left-hand driveway.
Yeah, because it wasn't quite to the tree the other day.
Yeah, it's definitely high now.
It's not over the road anymore, but it's definitely
It's definitely up higher than we'd like it to be.
yeah.
She's being a little moody. My goodness. Yeah. And guys, this is just with steady, consistent, everyday rainfall. This is not, Debbie. This is not anything that we should really be or have to be concerned about. And the other side of the road's the same way, a little bit higher. Yesterday it was coming up onto the roadway. Today it is not. I'm actually going to pull off here so we can actually take a look at the bridge. Got my flashers on. Not that close.
Ew, it smells like death.
Yeah, there's something dead over here. Been spawning the last couple of days. Alright.
All right, guys, can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I connected to my headphones for some reason. What I was saying is that, as this ground becomes more saturated and as, this becomes more and more localized flooding throughout the season, we're going to have more and more issues. The water is to go. This right here, this is a USGS weather station. It gives you stream flow data. You can look that up on their website. Search up Gamble Creek at 675 stream data, and it will come up. Now, like we talked about before, this is where the main part of the creek goes, is right through here, through this section, through the trees there. All of this over here is all flooding. This is all somebody's land that backs up to the creek. And this is normally not underwater, as most of the locals know. And this, goes on down to where we've seen down there, where a lot of that flooding is, and where it ends up coming over the roadway. This actually was not underwater last year, but it's very close. And we see a lot of the sediment in here, as I pointed out earlier, but you can't hear me. A lot of trash. You see a water bottle in there. Just a lot. Let's go look at the north side of the road here. again, my bad. As I'm in here, you know, you see over here, see a lot of the sedimentation. This side's actually collecting a lot of the water. This side here, if you catch it in the right part of the day, has been catching a lot of the water. It's been retaining it. Gamble Creek's had elevated stream levels compared to what it was before all these developments were here. And you know, all that's flooding. There's telecom that droops down into this creek bed and becomes, you know, overflowing with water. And this is not good. Not for just average rainfall of the season. Let this one car pass, and then we're gonna go to the next spot. It's a raccoon. He's dead on the side of the road. Can you hold that? Yeah, he's like right there in front. Yep. All right, guys, we're gonna go to Jim Davis Bridge. It's the next spot we're gonna check on the creek. This is where it starts them cleaning out Gamble Creek. Just gonna do it after that car goes, obviously.
Sorry for the squeaking.
Yeah, the squeaking is the power steering pump. Yeah, we're definitely seeing in this water a lot of sedimentation, a lot of trash. Definitely shouldn't be this bad. I really haven't seen it this bad with just this amount of rainfall this season. But like I said, over here, right next to, you know, where this is, we've gotten 7 inches in a day. So there's definitely, I mean, there's cause for it. You know, I'm not saying it's not illegitimate, but definitely could be alleviated with the right planning from our commissioners and from our county officials. Unfortunately, we're just not seeing that. Pop out here at the bridge. Which I will say, so far you guys are looking a little wet, not too bad. Pull off on the side of the road here. Oh, no, you're definitely flooded. I had it, oh, it's all the way to the bottom of the bridge, it looks like.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Headline, Parish News Network on the scene. Yeah, right here, you guys are definitely getting it. For sure, you guys are getting it. Wow, I actually have not been on the bridge with it being this high because of how it was last year. We're gonna check the gauge here, see actually how high it was. It was definitely a little bit higher. You can see where it's coming through the weep holes here. But we're gonna check this gauge, see what it says, because you cannot check this one. 15.3. 15 feet 3 inches. Wow. You see it goes all the way over there to those people's property. And this is normally a pretty good drop. I mean, and this has got some definite current to it. It's flowing. But I mean, to be fair, it was flowing when you all flooded last year. You know, the name of the game is definitely flow. It's definitely trying to move the water, get the water out of here. Sometimes as fast as possible, but also slowing it down in areas. And we just, you know, point you guys. If you look back in my trailer, the perfect storm, and you pay attention to where I'm talking about over here, right in there, literally right there, you can't even see it, it's underwater now, but there's a huge underwater blockage right in there. Dead tree limbs, stuff like that, stuff that they need to get in here and they need to clean out. So, and you can, and like I said, you can see where it's been, you know, it's actually been flowing up onto the bridge. So it was actually another like 1.5 foot higher. It's 17 foot is at my chicken coop. Well, it definitely was coming up on that roadway, so it was about 1.5 foot higher right there at my guesstimation. It's gone down a little bit, which is good, but still very high. Going on to that again. You can see where it's coming up on the roadway. It's right now at 15.3. And it looks like about 16-ish. You're gonna start having it actually come over that bridge, start weeping through that bridge. All right, guys, we're gonna go check Golf Course Road right here by Jim Davis Road at Gamble Creek. I was all the way over. Andy said that 17 foot's at his chicken coop. That 17 foot is at his chicken coop. So, cruising right along, checking the spots. And I mean, it's definitely got good flow. You know, man, you guys need to mow your ditches. Getting kind of wily over here. Oh, this one's a woodland preserve. See, I thought this was a Del Webb over here.
No, woodland preserve. The only Del Webb is 1 on 62.
See, I don't know why I was thinking it was the Del Webb. I guess it was the entrance.
It's still a 55 L.
Well, and that's mostly what Del Webbs are, is 55 plus.
That's all they are.
Yeah, that pasture right there is flooded. That is a very dangerous looking tree. I see they have a barricade next to it now. Yeah, it's a woodland preserve, which they don't even have everything built in there yet. And this community, they've been working on this community since last year.
And they were already flooded.
Yeah. This pond's definitely up. Remember, and this pond feeds off Gamble. It flows into Gamble. They were supposedly coming to cut that down. Yep. Yeah, they definitely need to. It's definitely dead.
And that's the one that dropped the limb on us.
Was it?
I think so.
It's possible. Am I good that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. The culvert right here is underwater. It's flowing into the, you guys can't see it yet. Culvert here's flowing, is underwater and flowing up into the, right here. where you guys can see. You guys have seen all my other videos. You guys that you know, have watched my stuff regularly. I've been out here and I've covered this several times, and you guys know this area pretty well, especially if you're a local. You'll remember we did a story on this bridge right here, golf course bridge at Gamble Creek. They did erosion repair work underneath this bridge. They wrap and techniques here. And any of you guys that have seen my videos of last year, specifically of this area, I covered this area a lot. You know, I want you to pay attention to something, because I'm watching it right here before my eyes. See where you're at on the screen. There's a tree right in there. It's all cocked over like this. That's because it's eroding the bank over there as it comes around that corner. It's eroding the bank, and all that's falling in and going downstream, which is causing blockages somewhere else. I keep telling Manatee County about this stuff. I keep telling them that it's a problem, and they don't want to come fix it. Lie, lie, lie. That's what they want to do. They want to deny liability all day long, and we're the ones that suffer for it. So I'm going to be making some phone calls today. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. The more that's forecasted for this week, even though it's, you know, a couple days, only 60%. Any added, especially if it's higher up north, comes down to us. So by the Mosaic Mine, Lake Parrish. It's already in the flood pond. It's already flowing over into the flood pond. And they want to talk about, oh, this, you know, last year was this great event. It was the exception to the standard. We're going to Rye.
We're going to Rye?
We're going to Rye.
All right.
I want to go see Rye next.
Oh, excuse me, sorry guys.
Because the last time that I seen Rye was low.
It was low last time.
They were, and they said that they were at 38 feet. You might want to fuck around or something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They said, oh, this was the exception last year. It's not.
The pond's gone.
They're fucking liars.
The pond is
no longer. Fucking liars.
The pond is no longer.